Hi, it's me again. Yeah, same day. Video logs, that's what they're about, logging what you can. Um, I said to you in my previous video that I was going to talk about compassion, guilt. We get this guilty feeling for maybe not doing enough for our loved ones um, before they died. And then after the death, you just think to yourself, did I do enough? Was it enough? Our friends would say, of course you did enough. Why are you even saying that? I saw what you did. You did this, you did that. And you think, yeah, but I didn't do that. And we tend to think of what we didn't do for our loved ones. We tend to think of what we could have done, and we think of what more we could have done. And that guilt can override everything good that we did, and we forget that. So when I'm feeling strong, I write down the comments that I remember Don would say to me as to what I was doing well. He would say, thank you for looking after me. Thank you for cooking for me. Thank you for doing this for me. And I try to remember, even if there was times when he didn't say what I was doing okay in, I tried to remember the look on his face or in his eyes, perhaps the gratefulness. I think when you are suffering from grief, it's very important to and very hard to focus on the good. It is important, but it's very hard. And your guilt can override all the good that you did, and your thoughts can beat you up. I didn't do this, I should have done that, I should have done more in that. And that guilt in itself can break you down and your confidence, because they go hand in hand. And I'm not going to say that there were days that I could have done better. There could have been days when I could have handled things differently. All of us could. But we need to forgive ourselves for when we truly maybe didn't do what we expected of ourselves. Don would never expect more from me than what I could give. And I understand that and I realize that. But deep inside, there's this belief that I could have done more. And if I did more, he would still be here. But that is not true, because his illness would have eventually taken him, no matter what you did. So it's okay to have these days when you think about what I could have done more and maybe we could have done, but the guilt shouldn't override the good that we did. And this is when we either need to have our journal to remind us of the good we did, or a friend to tell us what we did, because we forget. So, sorry about that. What's important is feeling the guilt, but then also working through the guilt. I don't think we should stop the guilt. I don't think we should say there's guilt, but push it out the way. It's important to feel the guilt, work through the guilt. For example, I could say to myself on some days, I could have been kinder to him. And then you think, well, yeah, maybe, but remember that day you woke up and you had a migraine and you didn't sleep in the night because you were getting up constantly to look after him. Yeah, it's normal to wake up and just be a bit grumpy. And he understood that. And we have to forgive ourselves and not beat ourselves up. And keep reminding ourselves that it's okay to feel guilty, but work through the guilt. And I'm hoping that this video will in some way help you. One other thing you can do for guilt is write down the guilt, question the guilt. Is it fact or truth? Dissect the guilt. Ask the question, for example, if my friend said this to me, how would I react? Would I say to her, well, yeah, you're a horrible wife. You should have done more. How is it that you didn't do more? What would I say to my friend? And then take on that advice as if you were talking to yourself. And then if, say, for example, you did feel that you genuinely did something that you're guilty for, forgive yourself, just like you would forgive a friend who perhaps did something against you. And it's coming to terms with the guilt and working through it, and also loving ourselves and being kind to ourselves. So journalize, question the guilt, analyze the guilt, and how would you respond if a friend told you that maybe they didn't do what they should have done? How would you respond? And treat yourself in the same way. So I hope this helps, and enjoy and heal.